before Rosh Hashanah, everybody tries to make sure that they tilt the moznaim, which means there's a scale. And the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah says that if you have more zechuyot, more mitzvot, you are signed and you are in the Sefer Chaim Tovim. And if not, chas v'shalom, it's the opposite. And therefore, one of the ways that we do tilt that scale is by doing mitzvot. How about if a person feels that he doesn't have enough mitzvot? Can he actually buy mitzvot from somebody else? Today, in today's time and age, everything is for sale and you could buy anything you want. What about if you put an ad in a classified, I'm looking to buy mitzvot, I'll pay top dollar for it. Anybody that wants to sell me his mitzvot, I'm willing to pay for it. Can you do such a thing? So Rav Hai Gaon was asked this very question. There was a man that used to fast every Monday and Thursday, and he sold his friend that very zechut, that merit. Can he actually take that merit and have that as a sale? And he says over there that merits are not like merchandise that you carry on your shoulder and you can actually take from one person and handle it and give it to another. And therefore, this is not a valid sale. Same thing was asked by the Natziv. The Natziv had a story like that of a person that sold, a tzaddik, that sold half of his chuyot, half of his merits, and when the other person bought it and paid top dollar in a dream, they told him that he's still a regular person, nothing gained by buying those mitzvot. The Natziv was asked about this question. They came and he wanted his money back. He wanted a refund. The sale wasn't valid. They came in front of the Natziv, and first the Natziv gave it on his head. How do you sell your mitzvot? How do you do such a thing? You don't do such a thing. Mitzvot are very precious. And then he went on in halakha aspect to say that the sale is not valid at all. Why not? First of all, there's a concept called that it's davar shelo ba la'olam. The zchut, the merit, the reward is not there in the world yet, and therefore you can't sell it. Secondly, it's not anything tangible, which means it's davar she'en bo mamashut, so you can't handle it. And thirdly, mitzad svara, it's logical that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to honor the person that did the mitzvot, not the person that bought with his own money the mitzvot. And therefore they say that buying mitzvot or selling mitzvot is not actually valid in any possible way. Rav Chaim Kanievsky was asked about a story that happens with the Chafetz Chaim. The Chafetz Chaim, a woman came to him. She was very ill, and she came in front of the Chafetz Chaim to see if he could help her out. Chafetz Chaim was with a rabbi with him, and he told him that he should give her the zechut, the merit of his Shmirat Shabbat. And he told the Chafetz Chaim, why don't you do that? The Chafetz Chaim told him, I'm very old by now, and I'm not going to have the opportunity to make much more Shemirut Shabbat, to keep Shabbat, to observe Shabbat, many more. But you're still younger, and you'll have that opportunity, that chance. So give her the zchut that you have up to now. And he did so, and she felt better. Rav Chaim Kanievsky was asked, you see that you can give zechut to another. Rav Chaim Kanievsky, Zatzal, dismissed it. He said, that's not the pshat, that's not what really happened. He just, Chafetz Chaim was telling him, but with the zechut that you have, pray for her that she should have refuah shelema. Another story, famous story, is with the Gra, with the Gaon Mivilna. The Vilna Gaon, one Sukkot, didn't have any hadassim. At that time in Vilna, there was no hadassim. They looked and looked, they didn't find. Until finally, they came across a Gentile woman and they saw she has hadassim. But she refused to give the hadassim to anybody. Finally, when they told her it's for the Vilna Gaon, which his name was going even across the world and even by the Goim, she agreed to give it to the Vilna Gaon with condition that the zchut of the mitzvah, the merit of the mitzvah, would be for her. When they came to the Vilna Gaon, he said, with pleasure, I'm not doing the mitzvot for the sachar, for the reward. I'm doing it because I love to do the mitzvot that Hashem commanded. I do the mitzvot because Hashem commanded, and he was willing to give it to her. Rav Chaim Kanievsky was asked about that as well, and he also dismissed that. First of all, he said he doesn't believe the story is true, because it's not likely that a woman like that would want a reward of a mitzvah. They don't have that concept. Secondly, what it means is that the Chafetz Chaim was willing to give her the zchut of the mitzvah, but in reality, she can't receive it. It's not something that you can give over to another, as we explained before. So therefore, we come up with a conclusion that every person is on his own, and you have to try to do as many mitzvot possible, especially now, before Rosh Hashanah. Yes?
Yeah, when you give Talmidim money,
Oh, that's a very good question. The only thing the poskim say that you could actually sell to another is with a term called Isachar Uzvulun, partnership with a Talmid Chacham, that you, before he starts learning, you support him, and with that you have half of his Torah, and that is a very, very specific term called Isachar Uzvulun. It's a partnership of two people, one supports the other, and the other person sits and learns Chazak V'ruch.